NSJT, no secrets, just truth. Jazreel Emil Kavan. We can't begin to change our lives if we don't change the way we love. If we don't begin to shape how we feel, when we feel, and why we feel, then we can do nothing but watch our lives pass us by. Watch the world create something that is false. We cling to nothing but dear memories of what we assume love is. We must come out into the broader world to see, is love really this? Is love really that? Is love really something that each man is worthy enough to have? To me, love is a birthright, a gift to us by the divine, and not a gift of the popular. To me, I write love poetry because it is the most powerful form of poems ever written. Yes, there are some poems greater than mine. There are some poems greater than the story of love, but there is none as unique as the story of love itself, its coming to being, its fruition throughout our lives, its prophetic belief in us. It is the only spirit known, created, to be within us and to believe in us, to give us strength when there is no strength. Love can make us do crazy and powerful things. You heard about people running into burning buildings, lifting cars off of their loved ones, willing to trade their life for their loved ones. Love is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful weapon as well. Depriving someone of love can starve their soul and their mind. Lovelosophy is the philosophy of love, the philosophy of the great power of love. Love is one of the elements God used to create us. It is the reason why our soul longs to obey Him. It's the reason why our souls long to be with Him, to be held and comforted by Him. Many people will say, where's the fire? Where's the passion now when you're speaking about love? And I say that at this moment, it calls for a gentle understanding, mutuality. Love is not always about force and direct passion or direct desire. It's not about lust. It's not about all the things that man has made it out to be. Love can be beautiful and it can be simple. It can be pure. It can be within anybody. It requires a different kind of sight to see love. It requires a different kind of courage to hold on to love. It requires a different kind of mentality to be able to reconstruct why it is that love is coming knocking at your door, to hold on to you, to love you. They say love yourself first, but it's so much harder to love yourself first without someone loving you. I think it's more important for someone to love you first before you love yourself. because it takes the great strength and power of someone else's love to teach you that love within yourself is just as powerful. Combined with the power of wisdom, truth, and every other spirit, is a force to be reckoned with. It is a power beyond all powers. It is a power from heaven. It is great strength and humility. We cannot allow our lives to slip away without knowing love, without speaking love, without sharing love. Even the darkest among us has shared love once upon a time in their life. Even they have felt love once upon a time in their life. I speak wholeheartedly about love because it is important. It is the language of the divine. It is the songs of the divine. It is from the nations of the divine. For those who will be truly at the end of life called saints of God will understand the philosophy of love. They will understand its truth and its power. They will be able to wield it as they will. This is a beginning for us all. When we take upon ourselves the journey of love, there will be those who say that looking for love, you will never find it. Looking for love is the most beautiful thing. It is because you get to see the person's inner soul. You get to see what they hold back, what they treasure the most. You get to hear the memories that remind them so much of the power of love. Looking for love is nothing wrong, but obtaining false love is something wrong. There will be those who try to trick you, try to steal your love, try to hold you captive by your love. And it is because you do not possess the other elements to protect yourself. They say don't wear your heart on your sleeve, but for me, wearing my heart on my sleeve is my shield. It is made out of impervious metals. It is the gift of God to be able to wield my heart as a shield against swords that have been cast in the fires and strengthened by its owners. I have sat at the table with kings and queens who feast and offer you nothing, have no wisdom to offer, no truth to speak, and no love to give. I have sat amongst the poor who has offered you nothing more than their love, begging to speak the truth and showing you the visions of wisdom. I have been in the midst of it all, sitting, pondering, wishing, and wanting. Love is a very, very powerful element of the human spirit. As I said, The enemy loves to do things in tandem, so there is love and then there is hate. There is hope and then there is despair. There is peace and then there is war. He loves to create a world in tandem to the world of perfection. He knows that we are perfect, but we are lost to the elements of our perfection. And we can no longer be lost to the elements of our perfection. We must find ourselves and we must stand. We must stand and remember the creed that we were born with, that we never give up, that we never fail, that we fight against the odds, no matter what the odds are, no matter what the problem is, that we seek to resolve it, that we are the peacemakers, the sons and daughters of the living God, that we ourselves are not burdened by the weights of what the world wants to put upon our backs, but that we walk upright with our head held high, walking towards the dawn of tomorrow, looking at the direction of our dreams and going confidently in that direction. That we find peace along the way, we find wisdom along the way, we find love along the way, we find hope along the way. We begin to travel into realms that is beyond this. Our mind is not limited to this world. Our heart is not limited to this world. The power of discernment is used through the heart. You can't have the power of discernment if you do not have a heart. If you do not know your heart, if you stand and wait on someone else to tell you what your heart is, what your love is, then in foolish error, you have made a major mistake, one that you cannot turn away from, because you have put yourself in perilous and danger. You have put yourself in a place where no one can find you. It's amazing how so many people say that the spirit of God is moves within them and that they cannot hear him even though he moves within them. It's amazing how they say how mysterious he is, but yet they belong to him. I say unto you that when the God that I know moves in within you, you know it, you hear his voice, he speaks to you. When the Spirit of God comes to you, he is not mysterious. He is known. He has been known since the creation of this world to the ending of this world and beyond. His ways is not mysterious. His ways is the ways of a loving Father. Most people who have children can understand what that means. You may not tell your child everything, but every direction that you move in is to benefit them. From changing the job or going back to school or, just not arguing in front of the kids. It's simple things, major things, things that you do every day without paying attention are things that you do to protect your children. And it is the same way with the Father. The Father will not reveal himself to you until he is ready. But yet he will make ways for you to know that he is there among you. He will protect you. He will offer to heal your very soul. Lovelosophy is about love, the unyielding power of love, the flaming sword of love, the fire of the desire, the heat of the passion, the long-lasting breath of fire is within this place. This love I believe so much in the power of God. I believe so much in the beauty of God and His angels. I believe so much in the beauty of mankind and the hearts of mankind that all I desire is to see them live up to the title of who they are, live up to humanity as it was described to be us united. I believe in every single form of beauty upon this planet, that it was desired for it to be beautiful. It was desired for it to be loved, from the grass to the trees, to the animals, to the birds, to man, to God. All were desired to be loved. All seeks affection. It is only man who drives a wedge between himself and his heart, believing that he can keep his heart separate from the rest of him, believing that all he has to do is put the black sepulchre over his heart so no one can see and that he would be able to function. But he begins to function in error. He begins to live in error. He begins to hurt the very ones that he say he loves. He begins to turn his back on the message of, I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. I am great. I do belong to something greater. He loses his direction of hope, losing his direction of peace. And I say that as we stand here today at the breaking dawn of this day, let us not forget that it was love that created us from the very instance of life. That whether that love was pure lust or whether that love was pure desire and passion, we were created out of the elements of love. We was created to be love. We was created to transform the idea of love. We was created to join the rest of the world with love. Our power lies within our hearts. Our strength lies within our hearts. Who we are to the bone, to the core of our souls is in our hearts. Lovelosophy is the philosophy of love itself, the power of love. And I say, if you're ready to do battle, you must love first.